Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 of the Raidcall D2L League Winners Finals Bracket matchup between Dignitas and Liquid, the American Showdown. And we have a very exciting matchup. If Dignitas wins this game, they guarantee themselves at least $3,000 and a shot at $5,000. Liquid, they need to win this to stay alive in the winners bracket because it is 2 out of 3. And Liquid, with the first pick, gonna ban Darkseid as well as Nyx. They respect the universe Darkseid quite a bit, and they're gonna pick a Keeper of the Light with their opening choice. Really strong in the Western scene, not really that strong in the, or not really favored nearly as hard in the Eastern scene. But I hate this hero with all my heart. Dingas gonna respond with Lundred and Gyrocopter, so they're gonna get some late game assurance. Dingas don't really like to go for an early game mass push, so Liquid looks like they're gonna try and match Dignitas with their own game because Keep Light usually indicates a defensive lineup. I mean, he can push, but more often than not, he likes to play a bit defensively.
Well, you can play him that way, and this is part of what makes that hero just an enormous piece of shit. But you can play him that way, or you can play him in an offensive tri-lane and just use his infinite mana and massive damage to just kind of murder people. And I think they might actually do that with like a coddle, give some stun or whatever, Lena, whatever, and lifestealer offensive tri-lane, and it could work. And by the way, I think this is going to be a mid gyrocopter.
Yeah, Lone Druid. Well, actually, AUI has been playing Lone Druid a lot in the off lane, so that could be an option.
I've also seen him losing a lot with Lone Druid in the off lane too.
I mean, I think Lone Druid in the off lane is really bad. That's just me personally.
I don't think there's a reason to do it unless it's a guaranteed 1v1 lane.
Yeah, I mean, Lone Druid
That's just me though.
Lone Druid is at his most powerful in 1v1 lane. But yeah, that could be an option. Dignitas have been known to run it. And Liquid going to pick up the Lifestealer to supplement their Keeper of the Light. Not really the best in terms of Chakra Magic, but I mean, if you hold Lifestealer's slow is so good that you can channel that Illuminate for so long and immediately pick off a target whoever you're focusing. And of course, Keeper like just opens up the possibilities for other heroes you can pick up. Maybe Storm could be in the cards. I mean, the Chakra Magic in conjunction with the Lifestealer Bomb will be very useful. Could give Bane quite a bit of mana. Earthshaker is definitely seeing a bit of a resurgence by Fnatic, most particularly because of that Keeper of the Light. So Keep Light just opens up a lot of options, and that's kind of the power of some of these overpowered heroes. Heroes like Darkseid, Keep the Light can just open up the avenue for a lot of other heroes. Like, you don't see Chaos Knight in any game except when there's a Wisp. You don't see Storm in too many games except when there's Aleistar or Keep the Light. You don't see, I don't know, other heroes. So, I mean, there's a case, but I don't know. I just don't really like how the Western scene has sort of devolved into the same opening picks for the most part.
Oh my god. The people I play with a lot in Scrim were kind of getting mad at me yesterday because they're like, you get some combination of Shadow Demon, Nyx, or Lone Druid at the beginning of every pick, and I'm like, you can't blame me. I was like, this is the patch. You can't make it not happen. But in the Western scene, there really are only a couple of openings that you can do viably. The Eastern scene's a little bit more hero-specific, like Zenith gets Tinker and stuff, but for the most part, there are only so many ways that you can open a draft. Like, the variety comes in around the third pick.
Yeah, first pick more often than not does have a huge advantage. We'll see if Liquid can use that to their advantage in this game. And it's interesting that you actually brought up Xiao Dian because he's very powerful in both Western and Eastern scene. And yet he's not been picked up or banned just yet. He could be banned by Team Liquid, recognizing Dignitas does not yet have a support. But Dignitas is going to pick up Puck, try to secure the mid lane. And it's going to be Snaking playing that Puck. But why do you think we're not seeing Xiao Dian with the openings in the Western scene? He's still very strong. I see him a lot in other options, but not so much in the American scene. Even though Liquid, I expect that's one of his favorite heroes.
Well, okay, this is pure speculation because I haven't actually asked either of these teams why they don't pick him up that much. But the reason why he's such a good opening is because he's probably the most versatile support opening, aside from maybe Rubik, but that's different. So you can offensive tri-lane with him really well. You can defensive tri-lane with him, have him save people. So you can have it to either save people or set up kills. And then you can even, if it's like a 1v1 lane, you can have him like jungle or roam really hardcore by getting a lot of points in poison. And really, he's just such a good opening that it's not that he's a great hero in and of himself. It's just if you first pick him, it sort of doesn't give away anything at all and lets you respond to the other person's picks. I think the way both of these teams tend to approach ban pick is they kind of have a plan going in like, we love Gyrocopter, or we want to run Lone Druid, which is fairly common. But if they go in with that, there's no reason to stay flexible when you can just go in with a preset plan. And I think that's how these two teams kind of approach the ban pick. It's pure speculation, by the way.
10 seconds remaining.
So with this lineup at the moment, Team Liquid probably going to be offensive. They have a lot of damage. They have Lifesteal, which you mentioned in the previous game. Very, very powerful, aggressive tri-laning hero. They have Keeper Light with the damage. They have Bane to help set it up. They're going to be at the Shouty and makes a lot of sense. Dignitas do not yet have a support, and I have not seen Dignitas run support Gyrocopter in quite a bit. That's usually for other teams. I think Fnatic and Absolute Legends like to run support Gyrocopter, but not so much in North American scenes. And Dignitas banning out the Storm, recognizing that Liquid do not yet have a go-to mid hero. And
Storm's so good against Puck too. Not in lane, but after lane. And basically, right now, I think Dignitas is at a really huge pick advantage because Liquid made a tactical error, I think. They picked all 3 picks of their offensive tri-lane and made it known that it was an offensive tri-lane. And that's all well and good, except Dignitas had a lone druid. So the fact that Liquid gave that away means that you can put the lone druid 1v1 in the offlane, you put Puck mid and Gyrocopter bot, and Gyrocopter is real hard to kill if you have a proper defensive support. So we might see something like an Earthshaker, maybe even a Jakiro, like a defensive support who can stop the kills from happening. And if you stop the kills from happening, Puck's going to win mid and lone druid's going to do so well in the offlane. And then you don't have a true hard carry because you have a lifestealer. Normally the point of lifestealer in the offlane is to just murder people and then have your safe lane or mid carry do the real carrying, but
yeah, that could be an issue for Liquid. Dignitas making a very smart ban, recognizing, alright, we gotta protect the Puck. If he gets roamed on by Bane, Magnus could get the Skewer, could get Shockwave. Shockwave by itself is quite annoying. So, really smart ban by Dignitas right here. And Liquid, gonna probably ban out one more support right now. They do have both of their supports. And probably gonna ban out the most defensive support hero possible. Maybe Jakiro. Leshrac could be a bit of a good ban if Dignitas want to dodge the Trilon, which I really doubt because they want to get the Lone Druid farmed up. But again, the issue is with the Lone Druid, which is why he's seen as super powerful in both the Eastern and the Western scene. Probably the only hero in both the scenes, as well as Batrider, who's really placed in such high regard.
yeah. Well, and Nyx, but I don't even count that as a hero anymore because you just don't see him because he's that good. And yeah, they get rid of Rubik as a defensive measure because Rubik's really good at picking someone up and just stopping a gank by throwing him at other people, so.
Dignitas gonna be out the Warlock. I guess they fear the 5-man potential of Liquid because Leicester will get more powerful than Lone Druid a lot more quickly. They have Keeper Light to help push in, and Dignitas don't really have the best anti-push measures, so Warlock, pretty smart ban. I've never seen Liquid run it, but I'm sure Korok could play pretty much any hero in the pool and make it work. But Team Liquid gonna go into their 4th pick right now, and they're gonna decide one of their lanes very soon. Do they want to go offlane Nature's Prophet, or do they want to go Nature's Prophet right here for Bulba? I don't think Clock is necessarily good to pick up here, as you saw the
No,
problem
you have
with
a
Clock.
lifestealer. I mean, you have a lifestealer to begin with. There's no reason to get a Clockwork.
I mean, Bane can help set it up, but yeah, Clock in this game is very bad. They're gonna pick up Tinker for Bulba.
Interesting.
And this is a hero we see a lot more in the Eastern scene, really favored by teams like Orange and Zenith more often than the Chinese team, although the Chinese teams do like to run him quite a bit as well. March Machine still as annoying as ever, but I don't know. I mean, I guess they want to have the Hex to shut down the Lone Druid and the Puck, because I think this is more of a late game Tinker than anything, rather than a sort of pushing Tinker, because all Tinkers go late game these days.
Yeah, it's stall Dota. Lifestealer isn't. He was played this way for a long time until people realized that it didn't really work. He's not a number one farmer priority. The point is that he does a lot early on, and he scales pretty well, but he's not going to go toe-to-toe with the true hard carry. And Tinker can. So if you have your Lifestealer, make space for your Tinker, and then Tinker gets all sorts of items, and then it's silly. It can be scary, but Tinker can do pretty okay against Puck, not amazing. The issue, though, is that Clockwork was still in the pool, and Clockwork just goes on Tinker, so Tinker's going to need to get a Force Staff and Dagger this game before his Hex.
Dignitas picking up the Clockwork. This will be a support Clockwork being played by Fogged. I've seen them run it a couple of times now, and I've never seen them run a support Gyrocopter, so this is going to be a support Clockwork. And Liquid still have to pick up their safe lane farmer to contest the Lone Druid, unless they want to go defensive Tron, and if you do that, then the off lane is pretty much sacked to shit already. They're going to pick up Queen of Pain for the mid lane, Tinker safe lane most likely, and Tinker versus Lone Druid. Maybe they're forced to put Queen of Pain, because I imagine Tinker gets mauled by Lone Druid.
You want to put Queen of Pain there. Plus, Puck's really good against Queen of Pain to begin with. I don't know. It really, either one is okay. They both have different strengths. But Dignitas, I don't know what they're going to pick. What's left?
They need a ranged support.
I'm going through them in my head right now.
I
Maiden doesn't
guess
make sense. Venno doesn't make
10
sense.
seconds remaining.
Uh,
Lech.
Jakiro makes sense. Leshrac doesn't make a lot of sense
5
because you
seconds
can't.
remaining.
There's no actual setup for Leshrac, like none. Plus, you don't need Edict.
That's true. But this is going to be. I have a feeling this could be a long game unless Queen of Pain goes on an absolute monstrous rampage because Dignitas, they like to farm. They have heroes that like to take to the late game. Tinker will make game to the late game, and Keep It Light will make it so you can't push in. So Dignitas might have trouble pushing in to say the least, but Team Liquid really not the strongest either. They're going to pick up Enigma.
That's weird.
They're gonna pick up Enigma's not really picked up for Black Hole these days because you have Magnus. Like, why do you need Enigma? He's more picked up as a pusher, but Dingas, how are you gonna push into these guys? Of course, Black Hole and Midnight Pulse will always be very, very useful, especially locking down the Lifestealer. And if you look at Team Liquid, what stuns do they have outside of the Bane for the first at least 25 minutes of the game? They don't have anything.
Yeah, that's. They don't have a way to interrupt it. So I guess Dignitas is saying we're sacrificing our lanes to get this black hole. That's what that is to me, at least.
But yeah, I mean, like, Enigma's a really strong pusher, so you're not really making greatest use of his Eidolons in this game. I mean, you could pick up some early towers and help give your lone druid and gyrocopter some space, but this seems like just a black hole pick, which is what we
5 seconds
discussed
remaining.
a couple moments ago.
I mean, they have a gyrocopter gyrocopter clockwork lane against a really fierce offensive tri lane. I guess it's just they think that Cogs can sort of shut down whatever Dignitas sends at them, so the lifestealer, and then run away. And then they're just trying to stall, and then I don't know. I think they might actually shut down the aggression just with clockwork Cogs because those are super buggy, but I don't know how well it's gonna work. We'll see.
Well, we'll take this time to go through the players and teams. It's going to be TC playing the Lifestealer, Korok is playing the Queen of Pain, Fluff is playing the Bane, Bulb is playing the Tinker, Ixmec is playing the Keeper of the Light. I mean, on Dignitas, we're going to have Way Too Sexy playing the Enigma, Fog is playing the Clockwork, AUI is playing the Lone Druid, Universe is playing the Gyrocopter, and Snaking is playing the Puck. And it's pretty interesting, Dignitas transition. We see Universe and AUI swap roles quite a bit. We see Fogged and Snaking swap roles. Well, Snaking was never really a support player anyways. He was always a mid player, and Fog going back to support. So it's nice to see the versatility. I don't know if you've watched any of the Fnatic games, but No Tail's gone back to mid. I mean, I always like to see the creativity of the players, just to see how these different roles shape up.
Yeah, and I mean, 90% of these people can play any role. I mean, I don't know if Mike can, whip out a Storm Spirit or whatever, but most of these people can, have a pretty decent understanding of how every role works. So, for the most part, if there's a hero that one of them just really likes to play, sure, why not give them that hero and, sort of switch things around. And I know, didn't Fnatic do it just because they wanted to change things up because they thought Hani wasn't doing as well as he should or something?
That could be an issue. I think No Tails plays probably a lot of... Whenever No Tails streams, he always takes mid solo. So maybe he said, guys, I own in pubs. I got this. And I think he got it.
Yeah. Well, the actual funny thing is that the easiest role, in my opinion, in competitive games, like competitive Dota, is mid. Because once you
You know what the sad thing is? I have to agree with you.
It is, and it's not even because of bottlecore. Like the laning part is so easy, and the transitioning from like a pub star mid to like a competitive mid, it's not really that different. Transferring to like a support or like a jungler or an offlaner is different. Like it just doesn't work the same way at all. So, it's not a knock on mid players. I pretty much mid like every other pub game myself, but I don't think it's that hard.
But all the mid players are just really, really good anyway. So, I mean, it's a high impact role, but the players who always play it always do really, really well. And, that's sort of a product of getting a solo lane with access to the runes. But Bulba, going to be aggressively tri-laning, and they're going to put the Lifestealer up against the Bear. What is this
is
madness?
not what I said was going to happen at all, by the way. This is mad weird.
I mean, Lifestealer can hold his own, but he's going to take a lot of damage. There's two heroes. And, I mean, he won't die. He can just rage out of Entangle if he does get entangled. But, I mean, he's not going to win this lane.
I think they did it so that, if Bulba gets, like, 2 points in laser, he can actually kill Universe because Fogged would kind of shut down the ganks with the Clockwork Cogs. But oh my god, that is the smartest ward I've ever seen placed in my life. I'm gonna remember that.
Which one?
Okay, you see that ward that the Dignitas' Observer ward near top lane?
Yep.
Fog chopped through the creeps or the trees. See the one that got cut down so that he could place it, so that he could get in range to place it. That's so smart.
Meanwhile, the missile is going down. Universe really recognizing the fact he can't do much in this lane, only has 1 CS. Bulba gonna take his time to free farm up, 5 and 5, 6 and 5 at the moment, so he's gonna get his boost of travel very, very quickly as Fluff is gonna harass. Fog just gonna burn some mana, being so annoying, but guess what? There's a coddle, so once he gets level 2, that won't be that big of an issue. But meanwhile, the mid lane, Puck should have the advantage. I mean, we saw in Fistful of Tangos that once the game goes super stale and no ball crowing, then Queen of Pain has the advantage. But in this mid lane, I imagine Puck has the advantage. I've seen in so many professional games that Puck should have a really good advantage in this lane.
Yeah, Puck just beats up on Quap. You just do. And you can just do this, just auto attack her over and over, and when she responds, you just be like, whatever, I'm gonna phase shift and run away. And if she ever tries to go on you, you orb on top of her, and then she blinks back, and then you blink behind her. Like, it's just really... Every advantage that Queen of Pain has as a hero is nullified by what Puck can do in mid lane.
Korok making great usage of those 2 extra branches, though, coming out ahead in the last hit chart. Meanwhile, Snaking, only with the Null Talisman, looks like he picked up some tangos. It's going to take a lot of damage, taking a Shadow Strike. Korok bottling up. Snaking should survive, but his ball is just going to be shipped to him right now. Korok is doing a really nice job. Of course, the branch is going to give him some attack damage, but that should not speak to the additional 6 CS as meanwhile, the top lane, Bane, gonna get picked off by Universe. How did that happen? The missile's going to come in onto Bulba. Will Dignitas pursue? It looks like they're trying to get in position as they won't be able to take this engagement, I don't think. Fogged, actually, never mind. The Nightmare's going to go down. Universe going to have to be very careful. Complete out of mana. What happened top lane? I did not catch it.
I didn't either. I really didn't think that was going to happen. I would assume that they tried to dive and just messed it up, because I don't think that Dignitas can ever get aggressive on that lane.
Well, we suck, so, you know, life goes on.
It happens, it happens. A little bit of an unfortunate mishap for Korok. He goes to the rune, but Sneaking already gets it. And Sneaking has the reactions of a bowl of oatmeal. Jesus, he hasn't phase shifted anything.
No, dude, he phase shifted a tower shot.
No flame. But Sneaking's letting Korok deal damage to him, and that shouldn't ever happen. Like, that's 3 times in a row.
Oh, Scream of Pain managed to hit Korok, juked a bit into the trees because there are trees there, and that's what happens when there are trees there. Is Snaking just going to ball crow to his heart's content. And meanwhile, March Spam is going to be used on the neutral creep, so Bulba farming both lane and the jungle. Meanwhile, I like what Way Too Sexy's doing. He knows that the 2 supports could potentially roam in. He's just going to offensive jungle, and that's got to put the fear in the Lifestealer's heart. As AUI going to throw on a lot of damage, has the Orb Venom, and TC going to be in a world of hurt. Malefice goes down, Rage gonna be used to dispel it, gonna try to kill the bear before he dies. Fluff just a bit too late, and that is a huge win for the Lone Druid and the Enigma combination. Getting Enigma and Lone Druid a lot of experience, shutting down the Lifestealer farm. 18 CS was quite good, actually beating the Lone Druid, and forcing a TP from Fluff. Meanwhile, Snaking dies to Korok mid. Snaking, eventually it does start to add up if you're losing a lane, and Korok took advantage of that. Korok has a full level on Snaking now.
Sneaking isn't... I don't think he's that comfortable on this hero. He isn't phase shifting anything. He's just... You shouldn't get Scream of Pain as Puck when you're against the Queen of Pain. Like, it shouldn't ever happen, and it is. I don't know. Maybe he has ping issues, but I don't understand why he's taking damage. He's just not playing well. And Korok's just kind of showing him how this lane works.
Or how the lane shouldn't work.
That too.
You know, Fluff forced to go to the bottom lane. This is going to finally allow Universe to farm up, get some experience. He desperately needs it. Bulba having a good time, 27 CS, so he's not going to miss his Fluff's departure too much unless he gets initiated on. You can see he's just going to steal all the creeps with March because he can't do anything against March because it's March, and that's what it does. Meanwhile, Way Too Sexy going to roam in, has picked up the Soaring almost to level 6, but has to be a bit careful because he will be constantly draining his HP with that Soul Ring, so if the supports rotate down, that could be an issue for Way Too Sexy, but we're going to see Korok retreat to base, finally driven back by Snaking. Snaking still not level 6, and Korok now is potentially gank other lanes. Might go bottom to try to kill the Lone Druid, but no, instead going to go back mid, saying, I'm not going to let you get that dagger, Snaking.
And he just...
He
Are you seeing this
does.
happen?
Yo, he took a scream, he took a sonic wave, he took a shadow strike. He's gonna dodge the auto attack and then get hit by another scream.
That's that's shouldn't ever. Okay, there's no flame intended right here when I say this, but I'm saying that sneaking is not playing well at all. Like that should never, ever, ever, ever happen, ever, and it did. I'm actually gonna check. Can I check pings or I can't do that, right?
I
From
mean,
replay
this is an
perspective.
American game, so it's between two American teams.
Uh,
So I don't know if ping is
I don't
that
know
good of
what's
an
up
issue
with
as
that.
Fogged gonna run through a march as well as a laser. Snaking is gonna teleport to the top lane. Bulba gonna be held in place, taking a lot of edge with the march, but Bulba will most certainly die. Gonna take up one last hit on the Dark Troll Warlord, making the most of whatever CS he can get. But still a nice engagement. But now here comes Korok, sensing blood in the water, gonna try to go down to Snaking. Snaking really can react to that because Korok was invisible, gonna orb out to safety. Korok, will he pursue the issue? He has 2 points in the blink. I think he should have gone for it, but
No, blink range wasn't long enough. It really is super short until you haven't maxed. He couldn't have caught him.
well, Snaking picks up kill, forcing Korok off the lane. Meanwhile, AUI trying to keep up the farm, and actually, surprisingly enough, Lifestealer is winning this lane. I was not expecting this whatsoever, but
Well, you can
Lifestealer has infinite sustain for the most part.
heal off the bear. Look at his skill build, and he did the right skill build too. If you get so many points in Feast, look at how much he heals for every time he hits it. 90, plus 80, plus 70. Like, that's a lot of health. He just got the equivalent of a healing potion because he did that, and now he's actually gonna die. Oh, nope, he is. Oh, wow, that's terrible. He's gonna get black hole right before he can rage into it. Oh my god, but he's gonna get away. He gets in. The Enigma's gonna go down. AUI's taking a ton of damage. I think he'll go down. Sneaking comes in, but he might die to Korok just because, but Korok will get away. Okay.
Wow, that was so unfortunate. Lifestealer survived with around 10 HP. That was so unfortunate. Enigma Black Hole does like no damage. I mean, he wasn't even caught at the middle. Was he caught at the middle? I couldn't even tell, but that was the
He
difference
wasn't
between
really.
life and death.
That's upsetting. I was sure that he was dead, and then he was trying to get in. I'm like, oh, maybe he'll get away, and then he gets black hole. I'm like, nope, dead for sure. And then he didn't even die. So I don't know. That's unfortunate is the best word for it because it's not like anybody played wrong. It's just like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, what more can you say? As
Well, the
Liquid-
Knicks did go down, which is kind of good, but they had to rotate in the Puck, and Puck is on Boots bottle at 8 minutes, so not that good.
Meanwhile, Bulba, with the help of his Liquid companions, able to kill off the first tower of the game on the top lane, and that can allow the Liquid support to provide a lot of pressure in the jungle. And Way Too Sexy forced to roam to the jungle because he knows his own jungle might not be very safe for much longer. Korok getting pretty much free farm for the most part. 3-0-1 has not yet died, and Fogged, only level 4 Clockwork, not really doing the best as support in this capacity. Was not really set up to do the best either, as Korok can initiate onto Universe. Here comes the Malefice, Rocket Barrage doing so much damage, Nightmare going to be used to save the life of Korok for just a bit longer, and that 1 second instance was all he needed. Nice play by Fluff, as the Blink was used aggressively, and then he couldn't get out of there, but the Nightmare was there just in the nick of time, able to stall out some of the Rocket Barrage damage, and all the while TC is farming up on the bottom lane. Liquid playing really, really smartly so far.
Yeah, that was a sick play from Fluff, but that's the reason why a lot of times as Queen of Pain, you can't blink on the gyrocopter. He'll just blow you up. Like, that's almost 100 to 0 if he has that maxed, and I think he should. He's almost got it maxed. He's only level 5, but still, ouch.
Yeah, but meanwhile Liquid have 50 CS on 2 of the heroes. So they have the 3 most highest farm heroes in the game. Way Too Sexy is 4th, but he's farming neutrals as Korok gonna roam in with the double damage room. Way Too Sexy. Goodbye, my friend. You are going to perish as the Eidolons going to try to avenge their master, but Korok able to blink on out of there. Keeper actually picked up the last hit, so that is going to go a long way and help fueling his mechanism if he decides to go for that. And Korok just going to teleport back home, and Liquid starting to get the pressure going. Bulba, do you have boots of travel just yet? You do not, as you are just about 600 gold short. AUI taking this time to farm up all the while, but still Liquid getting massive gains in these engagements. Enigma dying, and the fact that Gyrocopter is really not getting any space to farm up is a pretty big issue, but they might be able to provide a pressure onto TC. Not
Bot
too
lane,
sure.
yeah.
Yep, Snaking is there. 1,000 gold in the bank. It would be very, very bad if he was able to lose all this gold right now. They're hoping for Entangle so they can bail out the Rage, but that just does not seem to be in the cards. That AUI Bear not getting those hacks and tangles. Gotta take some tips from Bulldog.
Yeah. he actually goes into the game and fixes it so that his bear always entangles. I pubbed against him. I've only done it once, and he was playing Syllabear. Surprise, surprise. I swear, every single one was a first hit entangle. I don't know how the man does it.
You know, one time I saw Lone Druid. He was level 7. He had level 3 bear, got an entangle, leveled up, and got the level 4 bear and got a successive entangle. And he just does that sometimes.
Of course,
I
that's how the
mean,
hero works.
yeah, he's just really, really
If you're
mastered.
better at the hero, the chances go up of getting an entangle. It's like a you make your own luck type thing.
TC gonna
Sneaking
get
is owning with those phase shifts, and I'm not supposed to be sarcastic in these casts, so I'm gonna say he wasn't owning.
snaking, not having too much fun. Yeah, usually Fogged played the puck for Dignitas, and
Fog
Fogg's
has a really good puck, yeah.
but I mean, I think Snaking's more accustomed to playing TA Mag. I guess he needs to work on his puck, as he is not having that good of a time. Liquid just waiting as Korok
Top
gonna
lane,
break
top lane.
in with the Infest Bomb. Way too sexy, gonna get initiated on. Here comes the Black Hole, but is gonna get bursted by the Sonic Wave. Universe is so low in terms of HP. Snaking is there with the Dream Coil, catches 2 heroes, but gonna get bursted down. AOI forced to teleport in, might be able to pick up Fluff. Fluff with the Brain Sap onto the bear, gonna escape, and AOI actually forced to retreat. This is going disastrously for Dignitas. Got a Black Hole, got a Dream Coil, and they got nothing from that.
Yeah. And did you see how many HP points TC got from hitting the bear like 2 times? He healed for almost half his health when he hit the bear twice. That's absurd. And that's why he has the power treads as opposed to the heavily favored phase boots. So that he can attack the bear faster, so that he can get back to full life faster. Or at least I think that's why he did it. And he's going to go into the armlet build. That's going to be scary. IX Mike has nothing, but nobody's really surprised. Fluff has phase boots. You can do that if there's a keeper or the light on your team. A lot of times you think, why not mana boots? Why not soul ring? And yeah, those are great, but the hero is so positionally based that if you can get a dagger or like force staff, it's amazing. But if you can't, hey, just get the phase boots if you have a coddle, and it sort of does the same thing.
So right now Liquid just warding all over the map, really locking down the Dire jungle, and Dire even a bit too afraid to go to the bottom lane where it's relatively uncontested, only Bulba's there, and Bulba with the Marcher Scenes as well as the Blue Travel can start pushing and going to work in other lanes. He has the Soul Ring up as well. And should he go for Blink or Force Staff first?
Force, because clock. That's what I would do. I don't know, he's a way better Tinker player than me. I don't know the ins and outs of that hero that well, but I think Force Staff into Dagger, into Hex is what I would do. Because I really do think he needs both to live against the Clockwork.
Well, Korok Invisible has another Lifestealer Bomb inside him. Fogged might be caught out in the wrong place at the wrong time. Doesn't want to initiate on Fogged if he doesn't have to. He's a clock. He's naturally taking 900 HP at level 6. But they do see all of the Dire heroes because of that ward, and Dingas must just be feeling so afraid at that one. They really are having a difficult time doing anything. Snaking might be very well caught out. Gonna orb out to safety. Nice phase shift dob on to the missile, but Snaking gonna get bursted down. The Dream Call does not care about TC, as he is gonna get locked in place. TC actually gonna get cogged out. Unfortunate for Fogged. Actually might be for the best.
Yeah, it's the whole, Rorschach meme. You're not in here with me, I'm in here with you. Or something like that. I said that wrong, but, words aren't my specialty. I'm not a clever man.
Oh, Universe does, or Way Too Sexy does pick up the tower on the bottom lane. Nicely done, as he got the Malphite stun onto TC. So at the very least, Dignitas got a tower, getting a bit more gold into the pockets of Universe, as well as into the rest of Dignitas's pockets. But right now, Liquid seems to have all the edge, and I see no signs of them letting up. I expect just controlling the creep wave on the top lane, ushering out Way the Lone Druid, which is quite hilarious. And the Lifestealer with the Queen of Pain is just so dangerous at this point in the game, and the fact that Snaking has died 4 times is really not helping matters.
Oh, hookshot whips.
That could have been crucial, but I don't know, he might have died anyway to the March Machines, as Snaking gonna get bursted down by the March.
He would have died, but Tinker would have too, because Snaking just orbs in, kills him, and then gets out. But look at the last hits denies. It's brutal.
Yeah, I mean, Gyrocopter has an astounding 27 CS. This is really, really not good. Lone Druid has 53. Again, not good, to put it mildly. Really, really bad, to put it very bluntly, as Liquid is just doing an astounding job keeping up the pressure. And they're just farming everything. They're farming their lanes, they're farming their jungle, and they're really just shutting out Dignitas from receiving anything. Look at how scared Universe is playing, and look how scared AUI is playing with pretty strong heroes at this stage in the game, but Liquid just doing a really, really nice job.
Yeah, and at this point, Dignitas knew... Oh, they're going to go in, never mind.
Oh, IX Mike got nightmared for a bit as Fluff gonna take a constant barrage of rockets right to the face. Gonna use Black Hole onto Korok. This could be the turn that the Dignitas are hoping for, but the Black Hole not doing anything. But it doesn't need to because the rockets are in place. TC gonna get on place, trying to fight out with the bear, stealing up so much HP, but he's not hitting Hero, so the Hero's gonna just keep auto-attacking him down. Gonna invest down into Fluff, who bought back. Fluff, can he actually escape? One more lucky entangle will seal the deal. How did IX Mike get nightmared? I did not see that.
He was pushed up too far, and he just gone on.
He got nightmared by Fluff to help save him, but that is going to cost Liquid because they're going to lose a bit of map control. The tower was denied, and they gave up a lot of experience, and that's going to be very crucial in terms of making a comeback because Dignitas, if you give them an inch, I mean, their heroes definitely have the capability to get right back into the game.
Yeah, the Liquid game plan was win every lane and don't ever let Dignitas back in it. And the Dignitas game plan was, yeah, the start will be rough, but all we have to do is win a team fight with Black Hole and Puck and Gyrocopter, and we're back in it. And they did. And that's a problem for Liquid because Queen of Pain died, Tinker died, Fluff died and bought back, so he won't have a support item soon. IX Mike died. Did TC go down? I don't think he did.
TC infested into Fluff after he bought back.
Okay. So, either way, huge win for Dignitas. And now the big, well, really massive advantage that Liquid had built is really, really eroded that. So,
Korok actually picked up an Ultimate Orb, and now he picks up a Quarterstaff. I guess he was trying to get a fast Hex, but now going back into Orchid? I'm not too sure.
Bad. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what he's trying to do with this. We'll see it as it comes. Because right now, this doesn't make any sense. So maybe he's got some super thing worked out that he just knows, but I don't understand yet, so.
Well, I mean, you saw the problem in the last fight. No way to interrupt Black Hole as Fogged gets the hook down. The ward spying on IX Mike. IX Mike will most certainly die. He's called down, as well as the bear called on 50-second cooldown. No problem whatsoever. And Universe somehow is unstoppable. Did he pick up a triple kill in that fight? Universe just going to work, and he's going to get a Shadow Blade in about 1k gold, as meanwhile the bomb tower will get cleared up. Bulba and TC looking to force engaging. They know Black Hole is down, but can they do it without the Cupid Light constantly sustaining them? I'm not too sure. They are going to apply a bit of pressure, but will they stay around? I guess we'll find out very shortly as a couple of pot shots going down, and Dignitas clearly not in any hurry to defend this.
Look at Dignitas' smoke tank though. They know that their tower's going to go down, and they know that someone's going to come top to farm once that happens. So they're just chilling here smoke. This is, I bet Tinker's going to go too. I feel bad for Bulba. Preemptively bad, but still. Oh no, way too sexy, gives it away.
Oh, Bulba teleported in anyway, and then he canceled it. He's saying, what?
He's like, okay, I don't think I should be there, I guess. So, he just ran into tower range, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, Bulba is going to open with 4 staff.
Well, AUI does pick up a tower, so at the very least the end goal was accomplished. They sacked the tier 2-4, but again, Dignitas want to just keep getting gold because, again, their team fight is just super scary. And they have closed up the kill count quite a bit. Taking a look at the experience, only around a 2.5k advantage for Liquid. And actually the gold graph is only around 2.5k as well, even though Liquid have picked up 4 towers. Dignitas have picked up 3 towers, and I know one of the towers was denied by Dignitas. So really, Liquid, even though I thought they were miles ahead, only a couple yards.
They're not that far ahead. They're going to have to, sooner or later, they're going to have to just start fighting Dignitas in 5v5 team fights. And with Queen of Pain without a big team fight item, that's a problem. Like, a big problem. You can't get rid of the Black Hole. You can't silence Puck. I don't know about Kirk's item build. And I know, you know, I always preface stuff like this by saying these people are better players than me, but I don't understand how this could possibly be advantageous to just go away from Hex and back into silence.
Maybe he wants a 4-staff first.
Can't even build 4-staff from that anymore.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Like, the only thing that he could be getting
Orchid.
is, yeah.
Or Butterfly.
It could be the Butterfly. I was gonna say Invis, but you can't make Invis from that item now either.
Man.
I bet next patch, there's a new quarterstaff item.
Maybe. Hopefully.
Probably like a roughly 2.5 to 3.5k, sort of intelligence-y item, sort of like Atos that ends up nobody ever buys it. That's my bet. It's my prediction for the next patch. You heard it here first.
Meanwhile, March Machine's constantly clearing out creep waves, clearing out neutrals to the best of its ability. But Universe is gonna lap up this farm. He's finished the Shadow Blade, so now if he's feeling a bit more daring, he can potentially split push Shadow Lane, but definitely not the best idea against a Queen of Pain and a Lifestealer, as well as a Tinker. And Tinker with the Force Staff, will he go back into Blink? Do you think Blink is still a necessity in this game?
For me, it would be. I don't know if Bobo feels confident enough in his abilities to always be in the right place at the right time. And we'll see when he hits 2100 gold if he buys the Ultimate Orb or if he buys the Blink. Or if he doesn't buy anything, which means it's a 2700 Hex item.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Snaking's finally finished up the Blink Dagger, actually warding it up a bit as he recognizes he's not going to get his next big item anytime soon. AUI has had the armlet up for quite a bit, actually, and has 700 gold in the bank. Will probably go back into the Maelstrom Fogged.
Oh, they knew that he was there!
Gonna pick up the...
Oh. Did you catch any of that?
I just caught the tail end, way too sexy, teleporting out to safety.
Somehow they knew that he was in there. Don't ask me how, but they did. And, they TP'd in, and they just beelined for him, and he realized that something was wrong, and he just booked it. I don't even know why he was there, but he was, so... Maybe he was trying to do a sneaking-esque play, where you just wait there for a while, like we saw in last game, and just kill him eventually, but I don't know.
I think he just wanted farm, because Dignitas needs all the farm they can possibly get, so that could be a problem.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah. He's probably just waiting till Tinker left.
As if Enigma picks up BKB, it doesn't matter if Korok gets Hex or Silence.
Well,
all
actually,
they can
yeah,
rely
will.
on is Fiend's
Yeah,
Grip.
it will, because Liquid's gonna be opening team fights.
That could be the case as the Universe is going to initiate Invisible. Here comes Snaking. Korok going to be trapped in place. He is going to die in an absolute barrage of missiles and spells. And Korok suddenly not looking too good in this game. Has died twice after his superb opening. And he has 100 creeps, which is all well and good, but in the end, it is a Queen of Pain up against a Lone Druid and a Gyrocopter.
Yeah, this game is going to come down to the Tinker, to be honest. And Bobo is just rushing the Hex.
I think he recognizes the fact that Enigma is going for the BKB, so wants to have the Hex on, and also hexing the Gyrocopter before he gets his BKB. Very, very nice. But Team Liquid can't really contest this, even though Dream Coil is down, because Black Hole is still an issue, and only IX Mike can disrupt that at the present moment. So this is going to be free Roshan for Dignitas, and suddenly they're looking quite nice. You know, they're very happy with the pace of the game, and really Liquid suddenly looking a lot more uncomfortable. What do you think Liquid's game plan should be?
Get the Hex up. Do whatever it takes to get Hex up. Protect Bulba. I mean, Lifestealer is closing in on Heart. It's whatever. It's not a big deal. Korok needs to finish an item, like ASAP. So finish an item on him, finish an item on Tinker, and then you're just going to have Tinker split push. You're going to bitch down super, super fast if anybody shows up, and then have Korok just try to murder anybody who is split pushing by themselves once he's finished with his item. Once that happens, team fights are fairly easy to take because you can Nakes bomb on the whatever his name is, Black Hole guy. Blow him up, have Nakes get the other people off of you, and then start the fight.
Well, Korok saving up a lot of gold in the bank, not picking up an Oblivion Staff. Could this be back into a Hex?
I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate. You know what? It might have been a misclick. He might have had it on Hotbuy or something, and he doesn't want to sell it because he knows he'll eventually get. That makes the most sense to me.
That's what I was thinking too, but I was just like, why don't you just sell it then? Because, you know, but...
Well, 450 gold is a lot to sell, even if it does, you know, speed up your Hex. It's a lot of money.
That's true. As Fluff going to be smoked up, placing a ward with that smoke to see, recognizing that there's really not too much they can do with Queen of Pain not in position and Bulba not having any creeps to teleport into. Dignitas just going to continue to farm up, and even though they're getting vastly out-farmed, it seems like they're okay with this. They have the team fight. They have very strong mid to late game heroes. I mean, even though Clockwork will feed, as long as he gets the hook and the cogs off, he will always be a presence. Enigma with the Black Hole and BKB will always get his ultimate online as long as IX Mike is caught. Bear is gonna remain a bear, and Feast will be negated as the bear picks up more and more armor. So Dignitas' lineup scales very well. Liquid's lineup scales well as well, but you're starting to see sort of the lessening of that impact as this game goes on.
Yeah, and I think I said this at the very beginning of the game. Lifestealer isn't a hard carry. Oh, hook shot.
Yep, as IX Mike gonna get trapped into the cogs, Fogged immediately bursts him down. Here comes Snaking, no silence as the Fiend's Grip was actually channeled onto him. so snaking is going to perish. Way too sexy trying to get in position. Does not yet have the BKB online. Trying to get in position for the BKB. Maybe does not have enough mana. TC going to get surrounded on all sides. Going to invest into some Eidolons. And now is back into the fray. Going to kill off Way too sexy. Nice Sonic Wave by Korok, getting multiple targets as Korok getting back into the game for his team. Enigma gonna buy back. Who's gonna respond right now? That is gonna be Gyrocopter. He's gonna try Shadow Blade on out of there. Gonna go back onto TC. Will kill off TC. Bulba trying to escape as fast as possible. Will be able to escape. The missile is gonna track him, as actually Bulba might be in a bit of trouble. Can boost to travel out, but the missile is gonna fall into the ends of the earth. And Bulba, not teleporting on just yet, knows that there's Enigma nearby, but the teleports in by his teammates will save him. And man, that looked like such a good opening for Dignitas, but never had a chance.
Did you see Korok's Sonic Wave? Oh dear lord.
Oh, way too sexy with the black hole. Here comes the call down as well as the rocket barrage. Fluff and Korok both perish. Bulba might very well die as well, as finally Gyrocopter is going to perish as well. Way too sexy, going to try to run away. Is mana leaked. Going to use the Eidolons to go back to IX Mike. Oh, the Illuminate just catches him on the tip, but Snaking going to pick up the retreating IX Mike. And all, wow, when all is said and done,
I'm pretty sure every single person died in that team fight.
yeah, you'd be right. Everybody died.
Impressive. Did you see Korok's Sonic Wave?
It hit everybody.
It hit everybody, and the best part was he did it from inside Roshan so that they couldn't punish him for it. That's the reason why they won that team fight. Like 100% that. So what are the items looking like after that? Korok's done with Hex. He's gonna work on his Silent Stick. TC is pretty close to Heart. That's not a huge item. Fluff has Phase Drum, which seems stupid, but it's really, really good because he can run super fast and just silence people or sleep people or whatever. Bulba, give him a couple minutes, and Hex done on IX Mike. So Liquid, I think, is in a position to win the game if they get one good fight. But Dignitas is too. Well, Dignitas needs 2 good fights to win. But either way, there's a BKB almost done. Clockwork is rushing Ags, which is kind of weird, but whatever. I guess it sort of makes sense. Lone Druid has some stuff, and Puck is going for Orchid or Hex. I don't know what it is with me and words, man.
Well, Puck trying to do his best to get towards Item, but Liquid know that Black Hole is on cooldown, and that was a big issue for Enigma in that teamfight, was getting kited, and the fact of the matter is that, I mean, Heart is good for the Lifestealer, as he just took so much punishment, and he's going to have that up very, very soon, about 900 gold. If they can pick up this tower, that'll go a long way in funding that Heart purchase. And Dignitas recognizing the fact they can't take this fight without the Black Hole, they're just going to push out other lanes. Rain do pick up the tower. Korok is going to get invested into as Snaking trying to escape the best he can. Will he be able to do so against the Hex? He will be able to do so, just barely, as Liquid trying to capitalize on their advantage at the moment, but Black Hole will be up, well, 50 seconds, so never mind. This could be an issue for Dignitas very, very soon.
Yeah, and why did Tinker TP there? I guess he just wants to farm the jungle. Yeah, they're not going to pressure at all. They're just trying to farm. And we're probably going to see, I would guess, Korok is going to go farm top. Nope, I was wrong. It's TC, and yeah, Liquid's just cool to get their items up. Hex is pretty much going to be done on Tinker. Korok is, you give him, 5 minutes to have his Silent Stick if no big fights happen. And I think they're just waiting for those major items to be finished, and then they're going to fight. Because I don't see why they would go late game. Nakes can't win late game if he's like the only carry. He can't do it. And Tinker is really good, except that there's a Clockwork and a Puck on the field. So that's going to be a huge issue for him. And like every single hero on Liquid who can do things really well late game has a direct counter on Dignitas. So
I think Nyx can win late game against this lineup because Lone Druid's going to get up in your face. Well, he won't do well against the Gyrocopter.
It's the Gyro's the issue. Yeah.
Yeah, Gyrocopter is going to get only more and more scary as this game goes on. So yeah, I mean, when you look at it like that, Tinker finishes his Hex right now as the Roshan still has around 4 minutes. And I was just looking at Witu's items. It's like he's holding on to the overcut for quite a bit, but he actually bought back for that last engagement. And he ended up dying twice. So that is going to be such a huge blow for Dignitas, because now, like you said, Korok can just go in, Hex him. They have actually a couple Hexes now up on the side of Liquid, and Way Too Sexy really won't be able to get the easiest Black Hole off, and I mean, he's going to have to hold on to it, and if he holds on to it, he might just very well die.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. He's my player to watch in the next fights. I'm going to be watching him because the way he positions himself is going to determine whether they win or lose a team fight. I think right now he's the most important hero on his team, and probably actually Fluff, I would say, is the most important person on Liquid, just in terms of how they position themselves and how the influence that they'll have over the team fight.
Demon Edge up.
Just because of Fiend's Grip is what my thought process is.
Demon Edge up on Gyrocopter, gonna go for the MKB. Rapier is really not in the cards unless they know they are super behind. And Dignitas are behind. They picked up a tier 2 tower, but I don't think they're in desperation mode just yet. What could be an issue is that Bane is getting a lot of levels, has maxed up Enfeeble, and that means Gyrocopter gonna hit for very little damage at this stage of the game. Nothing like an Empower or anything like that to give him a lot of bonus damage. So, and he doesn't even have BKB. And not that that would matter, but...
I don't think that he can get the Gyrocopter. I don't think he'll be able to cast Enfeeble on him. I think that'll go on the Bear, because the Bear's in the front. The Sleep will probably go on Puck or something. And then the Grip will go on, if he can be really good, he'll get it on the Enigma. But he'll probably get it on, like, probably Gyrocopter. So, like I said, I think Fluff is really, really going to determine the next fight, just because he can take 3 people out of the fight.
Oh, Bulba gonna get initiated on the bottom lane. It's gonna hex the Gyrocopter. Universe gonna take a lot of damage from the March, but is gonna go back to work on Bulba. Bulba will get picked off. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Clockwork will get destroyed by the Queen of Pain. They lost Bulba. Bulba does not have buyback. Are they gonna push in anyways? They're just hoping for a teleport back from Dignitas. That's what it appears. As no, they are grouping up.
BKB on Enigma.
And that could be a huge issue for Liquid, as I think they're just trying to force some reaction, as yeah, Korok is going to go back in the jungle. They can't really push it out of the Tinker. They want to have the double hex up, and now that Enigma's BKB can now channel that black hole to its fullest, but still has to be worried about that initiation, and of course the Fiend's Grip. But Liquid forced to retreat for a bit, but they managed to get a lot of wards up in the meantime. Do they have a gem online just yet? Does not seem so. No, they have one in IX Mike, so Dignitas going to be suffocated in terms of vision. Actually, surprisingly enough, they did manage to get a couple wards down in very, very obvious locations, so Liquid didn't deward those just yet, but once Roshan respawns, those wards will be the first casualties of war.
Yeah, and Roshan's almost up, if I'm reading this timer right. Mine's always bugged, so I can never tell if it's at like 6 o'clock or at like 11:30. So, but
well,
either way, something's going to go down pretty soon. And Korok has his BKB, so that's a huge purchase. If he buys it, I don't know. His items are tricking me. Yup, he's going to buy it. Okay.
The lonely quarterstaff that could. One day, I think he's
One day it'll be an Oblivion staff.
Nah, I think he's gonna go Refresher or
yeah,
Butterfly.
Double hex. No, Refresher's really, really good on Quap if you already have a hex. On heroes like Puck and Queen of Pain, a lot of times on Quap you want to go into auto attack, but if you don't need to or can't, you get the Refresher because you have massive damage from Sonic Wave and you have a double hex up and you can't beat it. So, anyway, there's going to be a fight. We'll see how this goes down.
Oh, Liquid. They don't have any vision up on the high ground, but Dignitas, no, they don't really want to go in for the Roshan. They are playing super conservatively. Checking out the buyback status, Lifesteal and Puck have buyback. And that appears to be it, as Liquid gonna come in from behind. This could be the worst possible scenario for Dignitas, as they're gonna get jumped. Enigma, luckily, is out on front. What good positioning by Way 2.
He's too smart.
Oh, Fogged is out in the front lines, but they're gonna go to work on Snaking. Snaking is gonna get bursted down, but he has buyback. He was the only one inside Dignitas who had buyback. Way too sexy is gonna get gripped up. Nice play by Fluff. No black hole. Fogged is gonna die. Liquid just steamrolling, and they're gonna use a Dusk even though they have a gem, just because saying we need the inventory slots. Universe is gonna get killed off mercilessly, as Way too sexy's positioning didn't even matter in that engagement because Fiend's Grip was in play. Clockwork could not get the opening onto Bane, which he has been doing. He was immediately killed off, and once Clockwork died, how can you kill off the Bane? It's really not possible.
Yeah, because he's just going to hide way in the back because his range is so high on everything he has. And I think in that fight, yeah, Fluff is going to sleep himself. Not sure why he did that. Oh, maybe he's... I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, he got the Enfeeble on the Bear. He got the grip on the Enigma, even though Enigma might have had BKB, I don't know. And I'm pretty sure he slept someone important. I can't remember. But yeah, he was the MVP for me for that team fight. And I think I don't really want to harp on this, but sneaking, you do have time when Quap blinks on you to immediately phase shift. And he didn't. And the fact that he didn't phase shift meant that he got hexed and just immediately killed. And if he wasn't killed, I think he could have turned the fight around.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not playing that impressively thus far, but I mean, ever since he's come back to Dignitas, he's played very, very solidly. So
His
one game,
mag's his mag's really sick. Yeah,
dude, his TA is like the best.
he
So I
owns.
mean, we are criticizing him on this game, but everybody has their bad games, and this is not a good game for snaking, to put it mildly, and that might just very well cost Dignitas the game. But luckily for Dignitas, they didn't use a black hole, so they still have an
Hook shot. Hook shot.
opening. As Fluff is going to get hooked from a mile away. What a clever angle by Fogged, as Fluff will most certainly perish. Bulba trying to help out his friend. Fluff will die. Bulba gonna have to run away. Snaking is on the hunt. Bulba now regretting his decision, saying, I should not have come to save you, as he is dead. And now he doesn't have buyback, so Dignitas gonna buy more time for the Aegis to time out. This is really, really good play by Dignitas to find that opening. And I didn't even see how Fogged got that angle, but somehow in the midst of all
It
those
was
creeps.
sick. He shot it in he shot it in between creeps. It was good,
Splitting the D.
basically.
Dignitas looking to play a bit of pressure, trying to force out a buyback or two. Bulba doesn't have buyback, Fluff does. I don't know if Dignitas thinks they can take a Rex. I mean, Cupid Light is in play. They're just forcing a reaction for the most part, it seems like. No, AUI trying to go to work. He wants the buyback. Realizes, oh wait, Bulba, he doesn't have buyback. Otherwise, he probably would have bought back by now. And it looks like there's going to be a Rax trade. TC, oh, doesn't have a teleport. Croc does, but TC does not have Infest. They're going to be fighting without TC.
Oh, you're right. He doesn't have Infest.
Oh my god, this is going to be disastrous for Team Liquid, as the Melee Barracks is going to die on the bottom lane, and Dignitas is going to get in place to defend their middle barracks. TC immediately regretting his life decision to pick up the wand over the TP scroll, as I would have sold the drums before I sell my wand, but that's just me. But
No, you don't. Oh, okay.
that's just me.
Never mind. Yeah. Drums are really good, but wand, I don't know. Either way, he needed a TP.
Yeah, I mean, he was
I
infested.
think we can agree. I think we can agree on that one.
Yeah, he was infested for Korok for so long. Infest has a 100-second cooldown, but when it counted most, Liquid gonna actually lose their first barracks. They're still in really
It's not
decent
important
shape.
though. That
They have
doesn't.
Tinker,
Doesn't matter.
and they have Keeper.
Hook shot. Oh, never mind. That was a friendly hook shot. I just heard it going off. But yeah, the Tinker, he doesn't really care. He can just run the lane, and he's already got his items. He doesn't need like more big items, so he can just kind of keep that lane where it needs to be, and it's no big deal really.
But that's going to give Dignitas a bit of momentum. They got a lot of gold from that. The experience graph is going to even out. Gold graph, I imagine, is going to dip down ever so slightly as well. The Aegis going to tick out precious minutes where it was on Korok, and now only, well, still has 3 minutes left on that Aegis, so still enough time to take a fight, but they got to worry about the black hole. Gyrocopter getting more and more damage, has finished up the NKB with 2.2k gold in the bank to spare. And Dignitas is going to group up. Where is the Lone Druid Spirit Animal? It's got that Maelstrom Armor and the Basher online. So there's a lot of lockdown in place. Korok, I don't know if
He's
yeah,
gonna.
he was
He's gonna get his item. That quarterstaff. It's his day. He finally gets to become a man. He's gonna get the silent stick. And he's pretty close to it too.
Burst damage is pretty good. Not only the silence, but the burst damage is going to be quite useful. They're going to actually go to work on the bear. They know that AUI, if they can kill the bear in the next fight, there goes a huge chunk of Dignitas' damage. So Dignitas going to resummon it, but they're going to have to play pretty conservatively. They can't send the bear on the front lines to just draw off the creep wave. And TC, knowing that they're the Aegis, they're going to initiate on this, or look to initiate, as Tinker blinks back off the siege wagon. The Orchid's being shipped out, and once the Orchid is in play, Liquid are going to initiate.
Yeah. I think. Maybe. Tinker backed out though. They're gonna hookshot in. I guarantee it. He's gonna go.
He's looking
I might
for an
not guarantee
opportunity.
it.
Well, I mean, they have recall, and Tinker, being a Tinker, can.
Oh, he did go. So technically I'm right, which is really the best type of right. But it missed, so no big deal.
Meanwhile, cloak up on the Lone Druid. They are going to infest Korok once again. Here comes Tinker back on the assault. How much time left on that Aegis? About a minute and a half, so still enough time, but they can't wait too much longer. I mean, Korok doesn't have buyback or anything like that, so looks like they're going to take the engagement. The creeps are nowhere near the base. Well, they're relatively close, but still rather far away. But just the relentless anti-push by Dignitas, always in position. And Liquid, really not
They need to
finding
get
an
a high ground,
avenue.
and I think they're just gonna do it. Yeah, Korok's gonna go.
He's saying, I have Aegis. What are you going to do about it? I have double damage. I'm being covered by March. What are you gonna do about this? Gonna blink it onto way too. Here comes the infested Leicester. They're gonna kill off way too sexy. Does he have buyback? It looks like he does not. As Gyrocopter's forced to buyback, Korok is just going to work with that BKB online. Gonna kill off Clockwork, and Liquid gonna finally bulldoze their way into Dignitas' base. Could potentially go for 2 racks. Way too sexy. Surprising without buyback. I think he was just a bit short. No, he was a decent amount short. And Queen of Pain just gonna blow the Aegis, knowing that it's gonna time out anyways. Liquid gonna rotate in for the second racks, knowing that there's no black hole, and that Puck by himself with the lone druid cannot do anything to stop this.
This is a bad idea. This isn't a good idea. They're gonna die. Liquid's gonna fight. I guarantee it. Clockwork's gonna be back in time before the racks can go down.
Well, they're
and
gonna
you're gonna
kill
have to handle
the
this by
bear.
myself because my dog's freaking out.
They got the bear, but another resummon is back online as meanwhile Fluff is in play, or is going to get missiled up. TC, the cooldown is going to go to work as well. First hit bash onto TC, trying to steal some life. Here comes Snaking. He's going to get Hex up before he can cast the coil. That is going to be momentous, but does not yet die. Going to cast the coil. Korok with the, or TC with the infest does manage to pick up a kill. Universe is going to pick off TC as well. Man, that was just so much craziness, but that first hit bash on AUI's bear holding TC in place, and the fact that they could not kill Snaking. I'll tell you what happened, SK, as
Yeah, I just got back.
basically Snaking blinked in with the silence. He got Hex stuff before he could cast coil. They threw out a lot of nukes, but they couldn't kill him, and he got the coil. He got another orb off, and I think that really turned the fight around. They took that fight without the Enigma, and that is really big.
That they were able to actually do that, and they're not going to get anything off of it. Like, it's no big deal that Liquid wiped, really. But the important thing is that they didn't get the racks, not that they died. And Universe is only going to get bigger. He's going for BKB next. And once that's in play, it's going to be really scary.
Tinker just going to turtle it out as much as possible with the help of Keeper the Light. And Dignitas looks like they don't care. One other important thing about that engagement was the fact that AY had a second bear online. Luckily, I think it just timed up. So he was able to get a second bear back into the fray, got the bash, got a couple of bashes and roots onto TC. And Dignitas is going to clean up the middle tier 2 tower. And Liquid, still in pretty strong shape. Do that the advantage in both gold and experience, but at this stage of the game, when there's Enigma on the opposing side, anything is possible.
Yeah, I mean, once you hit 40 plus minutes, as long as it's not like 15k or even like maybe 10k, it doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. It just depends on where your heroes are on the map and who can get the jump on the other team. By the way, big item alert. BKB almost up on Fluff. Seems not like a big item, but it is, because it means that he's always going to go for that Enigma, like every time.
And if Enigma's gripped, you can hit him with Leicester, you can hit him with a bunch of shit, and Enigma will die. And Way Too Sexy is going to have to hold on to buyback. That's got to be his next thing.
Korok's getting his item. I'm so happy. It's the refresher. I don't know if I've ever seen this, at least recently in like the last year, on Queen of Pain in a competitive game. But double Hex, double Silence, double Sonic Wave. It's a big deal.
Yeah, with the Intreads can definitely probably sustain, well, 1,000 mana. Yeah, he can definitely sustain
no, he
the
can
mana
do it.
cost.
It's your entire mana pool, but you can.
And that's going to be very crucial if they can lock down the bear as well as Gyrocopter before he finishes the BKB. Well, Gyrocopter should have the BKB online, but he can hex the Puck, which has always put himself in weird positions. Snaking was able to turn on the Rax fight, but really, again, not playing the best, but his team's still very much in the game. And Liquid hesitant to go into the base. They know Black Hole is still online. And I think they just want buyback on a couple of their heroes. TC looks like he does not have
TC
buyback.
bought back. And I think it was a mistake, and I didn't really say anything. But Dignitas backed off of the mid tower. Like, they just backed off immediately, and then he bought back a second later. And that's a big deal.
Well, Roshan's going to be up in a relatively short amount of time, and this is such a crucial portion of the engagement universe. Probably won't have buyback and BKB. He might not even have BKB before the next Roshan respawns, and that could be critical.
No, he'll have it, because by the time that Liquid actually gets there, he'll have it. He can do the next Roshan stack, and that's enough. Also, IX Mike, big item alert. He might actually get, like, a tier 3 item, which I don't know if I've ever seen him get in an actual game. He might get Hex.
On Coddle. On no other hero, though.
Yeah, Coddle's a special exception. And once again, my dog is barking, so I'm going to go let him in. Be right back.
Meanwhile, Universe going to farm up those ancient dragon spawns as that is going to be key finish on the gyrocopter, but he does not have the buyback for the critical Roshan engagement, and this Roshan fight could very well decide the fate of this game. Will Liquid bring it to a third game in the winners bracket finals, or will Dignitas move on, guaranteeing themselves at least $3,000? BKB's up on the gyrocopter, no buyback. Liquid, what is their buyback status like? They only have buyback on the Tinker, so this is just such a very, very crucial engagement. Usually in a game like this, I mean, usually you see Darkseer or Magnus in play, and you gotta favor the team with that, but in this game, it looks like it's back to the old reliable Enigma, and when he's on your side, you gotta favor him in the Roshan engagement.
Oh, they're going to try to go because Tinker's going back to base. Oh, it'll take him like at least 5 seconds before he's in this next fight. But nope, Dignitas is just going to wait it out. That's what they did the last time. They just waited for him to TP away and then they instantly went when they saw a hook shot.
Yeah, with Aghanim Scepter on, you can spam that hook shot relatively easily. It is a bit of mana on the Clockwork, but it is a 12-second cooldown, so it's not that big of a deal. They're actually going to smoke up, trying to find a different angle. It's sort of splendidly for Liquid when they caught Dignitas from behind. Will it work nearly as well for Dignitas in this situation? They're going to orb up, trying to catch out Liquid as they're Roshaning up. Liquid have a Centaur in place, but Dignitas, are they going to get spotted out? The Centaur does not give much vision. This could be the sneakiest Aegis ever. Oh my god, Liquid do not know. Liquid do not know.
Yeah, there's... I'm surprised this worked.
The Clockwork Rocket, it alerted Liquid, just as a little bit of a taunt, I think. And Lone Druid picks up the Aegis, and Liquid just like, what?
YOLO, right? I mean, if they run into Liquid when they're smoking around that way, they're just going to wipe because they won't be in a good position. But they did, and you know, if you take a risk and it pays off, it's a good thing.
Yep, and Dignitas gonna buy themselves a bit more time as we can take a look at some of the items. Gyrocopter is now gonna get to the point where he's actually gonna do stuff. And he was doing stuff before, but he's gonna do more stuff.
How do you get the thing that's displayed that's like the heroes and their items?
It's like F5? F4. F4.
F5, no, it's F5. At least for me.
Both work.
Oh yeah, imagine that.
Blinking onto Fluff, he's gonna BKB up, gonna Enfeeble Universe, gonna Grip Universe, as Universe does have the cheese, he doesn't have the Aegis, he doesn't have buyback, but here comes a Black Hole by way too sexy, gonna channel the BKB, gonna pick off Fluff. TC is gonna be the next one to die, as he is gonna be held in place for a long duration. Universe gonna pop the cheese, Korok trying to scurry on out of there, will be able to escape, Bulba trying to fly away, and that was such a huge fight for Dignitas. All they lost was snaking, as man, the fact that Fluff was not able to channel that Fiend's Grip onto Enigma really hurt them, but the Liquid just caught in a very awkward position.
Yeah, and no buyback on the Nakes. And I don't... Wow, they're actually not going to push because Korok's just split pushing.
Keeper gonna buy back and try to defend the base as the tier 4 tower did die on the Radiant side. Bulba is in place as he has a Ghost Scepter, but really, I mean, Tinker, all he uses is like a Hex and some Rockets and some Marches. Because he had to go for that 4-staff build.
Well, the Ghost Scepter is going to help a lot because otherwise he'd just be dying to Flat Cannon at this point. So I think that that's pretty good. And he might be going for an Ethereal Blade, so he Ethereal someone and then Korok double ults them, but we'll see.
Well, Korok is going to have to get Refresher first before that happens. He's going to have that up in about, I don't know, 1,200 gold. But then he'll have no buyback, and that could be an issue considering AOI still has the Aegis. Universe was forced to pop cheese, but more than well worth it. As Dignitas, they use Black Hole, they're just going to wait it out, and luckily, it's level 3 Black Hole, which is 180-second cooldown. It's still very ridiculous compared to Magnus, but they're going to be more than happy to wait it out.
Yeah, there's no issue with them waiting. Like, the longer the game progresses, the more of an advantage they have. I mean, Gyrocopter's next item is a Satanic or Butterfly. That's just going to make him really hard to kill and increase his DPS by so much more. What's the bear got? The bear's got MKB, Basher, Lightning item, and Armlet. Like, they're getting item capped. Sinking still doesn't have his Hex. But there's a lot of farm on the Gyro on the bear.
Yeah, Snaky's getting all his spells off, and, I mean, a Puck would ideally be more farmed, and unfortunately he's not able to do that. But meanwhile, Liquid, really in a very, very awkward position because now the Gyrocopter's doing stuff. TC is starting to become a little bit more irrelevant as he has 3.8k HP, 3.9k HP for the most part. They're going to try to go for the bottom barracks, But can they do it? I think they're trying to time it for the Enigma Black Hole. They are going to be successful, but the Dire do have a glyph in place. This could stall it out for just a bit, but ooh, Fogged going to stall it out with the cogs. And Liquid trying to search for an opening. TC just getting pushed back all the time. This might be enough to allow Enigma's Black Hole online. Yes, it will. This is so unfortunate for Liquid. As Korok is going to initiate regardless, going to initiate onto Universe. And here comes the bear trying to go to work. Gyrocopter immediately going to buy back. Snaking going to get silenced as soon as he blinked in. Does not have the Orca online. Snaking, does he have buyback? It doesn't look like he does. Way Too Sexy is going to get gripped on, but he does have the Black Hole still in place. Is going to have to buy back. Does have the buyback. And now Liquid gonna have to run as if their lives depend on it, because it quite frankly does. Keep It Light is gonna get bursted down. AUI is gonna get nightmared, and Fluff is on the retreat. Universe, or Way Too Sexy with the buyback, gonna pursue him with the Malefice. And Liquid forced out a lot of buybacks, but ultimately was not successful in penetrating the base. And this is, they didn't use a black hole, and I don't know. This is not looking good for Liquid.
That's the most unfortunate entangle of Korok's life. Oh, hookshot. Oh, he keeps doing that. Dear Lord. Tricks me every time. But, yeah, it's really incredibly unfortunate that Korok got entangled there and then just murdered. Because had that not happened, he would have been alive and ready to go for round 2. But, oh well. This is going to be base, I'm pretty sure. Is Glyph up for the Radiant? It is. So, it's going to be close, but I'm pretty sure that Dignitas should be able to push in and take this.
I don't know, man. Keeper is going to respawn. And
well, Keeper isn't a big deal because Clockwork. You can just kind of go on and... Nope, they're going to back out, maybe? No, that was just sneaking coming.
Well, Dignitas, I mean, they might want to wait for their buybacks to be back up, as Way Too Sexy bought back with only 100 gold in his back pocket, so that was very fortunate for him that he calculated that. And Dignitas going to rotate for the tier 2, seeing that it's a more successful tower. That is going to give Korok enough time to respawn. So Liquid actually did not lose nearly as much as Dignitas, because Dignitas were forced to buy back a lot more. But now we're starting to see the effects of Lifestealer and how he's not able to do that much damage in these fights. And the fact that Bulba went for a very survival-heavy build, which he should have, means that he can't go for much damage either at this stage in the game.
Well, Bulba's done with a major item at this point, which is a pretty big deal. He's got like 6k.
Yeah. Do you think Dagon's an option? Or Dagon is the choice, I should say?
I don't know. Well, he does. It is.
They're just really lacking damage. I mean, Fiendscript is lacking Way Too Sexy in place. Well, they're not really lacking too much damage. They still got a lot of kills. But, I mean, there's only so many times that they'll be able to do that for the continued future before Dignitas get Ghost Scepters and Force Staffs on their own.
Yeah. I don't know. At this point, I feel like the game really is a toss-up. Like, when the game goes 50 minutes, it just depends on who gets the good team fight off and who has buyback. So, I'm going to say it's a crapshoot. I don't really know who's going to win. And then it really depends on if there's a black hole. Like, if Sneaking can set up a great fight. If, at this point, the game can depend on Entangle. Like, if he gets a first hit Entangle or fourth hit Entangle. That might, decide the game. So.
No pressure, but the pressure is on.
Yeah, this is as much pressure as you can get, basically, when you're playing a hero like Enigma. And you haven't gotten... Oh, man. At this point, you know what? I might even sell the mech for a dagger.
That could be an option. But I think... I mean, the armor is good against
The
Lifestealer.
armor is really good, which is why it's... I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I don't know. The only person that they're really scared of in terms of armor is Lifestealer. And they can just kind of hex him, right? Oh, no. Hex isn't done yet. Never mind. But either way, I don't know. He needs to get a Blink Dagger. It needs to happen.
The question is for Korok is if he's going to finish the refresher or if he's going to stay for buyback, as he is only 75 gold shy of that refresher. TC has buyback, so he can buy back, get potentially recalled to the fight by Mike. Mike, unfortunately, no hex, as he has died quite a bit, was forced to buy back once or twice, and has just been keeping up with the wards. Fluff has had the BKB in the drums and not much item progression. Meal on the side of AUI. No item progression either, as, well, he's picked up a Vlad, so that's going to help him.
He has Vlads. So that's actually kind of a big deal. The life steal's going to help so much.
Yeah, give him damage, help mitigate some of that enfeeble, and keep
and the damage
everybody alive.
For Gyro, yeah.
Gyrocopter, buyback is cooling down quite rapidly. He will have it up for the next engagement, as Roshan going to respawn in about 2 minutes. Liquid want to force the issue. as they know Lifestealer's reign is coming to an end. They want to make the most of it while nobody on Dignitas has the Force Staff or Ghost Scepter just yet.
Well, if they get a Super Basher on Nakes and just, I don't know, at some point I think you have to say, this is our game plan, we need to end the game, let's just go all in and finish our items. But if they choose to do that and get the Super Basher on Nakes, that's a huge deal. Because then he can just murder Gyrocopter. Because Gyrocopter doesn't have his Satanic yet, so he can't steal his life back from it.
But meanwhile, just a very, very dangerous stance that both teams are playing. Korok constantly being infested, not getting the refresher outright just yet, saving for the back, which is the smarter choice, the more safe choice, as the bear is going to continuously clear up creep plays with the help of the orb, as Liquid slowly creeping up ahead, going to push out the creep eagle in just a bit. The mid lane is definitely helping him out quite a bit because the mid lane is just shorter, so the creep's going to reinforce a lot quicker. And Liquid slowly but surely making their way ahead, trying to get more and more map control, and Roshan gonna be the deciding factor once again. No, the bottom barracks potentially gonna get
breached. They're just gonna go down.
They're gonna have to glyph. Orb is gonna fly in. March continuously being stacked up. Entangle going down to TC. Gonna just kill off the bear mercilessly. No, the bear is gonna survive. Hook shot in by a Fogged, and the fight is on. Bulba is trapped in the cogs, going to be nightmared out as Fluff is going to be held in place. He cannot BKB as Midnight Pulse is going to be casted. Where is Way 2? Did he get the black hole off? No, he did not just yet. Is going to get the black hole onto TC as well as Korok, as Dignitas going to get 3 for 1. Snaking once again going to be the casualty. Bulba gonna go back into the fight. I think he already bobbed back. He did, and this should be the game.
Well, that's unfortunate.
They had a beeline target. It was Fluff and stuff. And once they killed off Fluff, it was just... And Tinker caught in the cogs.
Yeah, I mean, Fog just went on Tinker. Like, he tried to get him every single fight, and he did most of the time. He got him or Bane. And this is why you really, or at least I really don't like having a Tinker against a Clockwork. Because you just die. Like, what can Boba do about it?
Well, Keeper Light's gonna buy back. Korok has a buyback as well. Gonna have to use it if he wants to help sustain this push. The bear will get slaughtered, but TC, I don't think he has buyback. He does not. He might very well die. He's infested into a creep, but they're just going to let the creep die. Here comes TC back into the fray. Korok is going to buy back Fogged. Might be in bit trouble. Going to get Mana Leak stunned, and now going to get open wounds as well. And here comes the teleport in by Fluff and stuff. As the Fiend's Grip online, he did not use in the last engagement, and Dingas going to get driven back. Fogged going to be the casualty of war in this offensive assault, but Fluff just going to get killed by Universe. No, the basher by the bear. The bear bashes, and the Fiend's Grip going to get broken immediately, and Feeble going down onto the bear once again. Here comes the Entangles. Fluff going to get slowly pummeled to death by the bear, and the Enigma Queen of Pain does pick off Clockwork, but at what cost? The bear going to get eaten up, and Liquid are able to hold. They're going to kill Way 2. Way 2 has buyback this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the Enigma pickup. It just didn't feel great to me, but you know what? Dignitas is winning right now, I think, but I don't know. Oh, this is so hard to say. It's so hard to figure out who's going to win when you get to these ultra late game scenarios and there's buybacks left and right, and you're like, oh, this team's going to get thrown, and you're like, nope, oh, this team's going to get megas, and it's hard to keep track of. But right now, I think Liquid can get bot, I think.
You know what's critical? Gyrocopter did not die, but he doesn't have buyback. So if Gyrocopter's dead, he's dead.
Gyrocopter dies, he dies, yeah.
And AOI only has one bear, so if the bear dies... Does he even have a bear? Did the bear die? The bear died.
He got a bear.
Oh my god.
He started transferring items onto himself, but he only got the MKB off before it went down.
That is momentous, as Dignitas is going to be a racks behind right now. And that means against a Tinker, you're just going to have to go for the throne now. Do you just go out bottom, or are you going to push in through mid? They have the black hole online in a couple seconds, but still, this is looking very grim. As no Rapier or Gyrocopter in play, gonna have to go for the Butterfly, and I think they know.
He's gonna have his refresher. He just needs to bring it to him. Like, he already bought back, he should just bring it to him.
Liquid gonna look for the fight. They're smoked up, but they're gonna run into Enigma Black Hole. I don't know why Liquid are looking for the fight. Snaking gonna blink it, gonna get the call onto 2. Here comes Fog, gonna initiate onto Bulba, gonna pop the Blade Mail. Bulba is gonna get killed once again. Gyrocopter's gonna get the Keeper of the Light, Enigma Black Hole holding just TC in place. That's all you need. Way Too Sexy did not get the BKB online, so he's gonna get X'd up with TC. Gonna get melted down. Why did Liquid look for the engagement? I don't know.
I don't know either. Um, but I know we called the game and then it didn't end. But I would actually call the game at this because there are no buybacks and they're down for over a minute. That's gonna be thrown.
I mean, we have the foresight. We knew Gyrocopter did not buy back, but I mean, they had two sets of racks.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you always have to assume that the enemy carry has buyback. So, like, even if it was wrong and they assume that he had it, you still have to make that assumption, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but still, you're going. I think they just mistimed it slightly. They must have had a black hole timer, and they were just a bit shy. And black hole didn't even make that big of a difference. TC was not even stuck in it for too long. But Dignitas is gonna go to the winners bracket finals, guaranteeing themselves at least $3,000, and Liquid gonna go to the losers bracket finals. And they are gonna have to face Empire or Fnatic as the D2L finally reaching its conclusion. Thanks for watching, everybody. Strike Kid, any last words?
No, that's it.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Okay.
All right, talk to you later.
Thanks.